Napoleon Bonaparte, which was the son of Carlo and Letizia, was born on August 15, 1769, on the island of Corsica. At 10 years old, he was allowed to enter the College of Audun in Burgundy, France, for aristocrats in 1779. He had a lower social standing, so he was mocked and called Little Corporal. He then became a second lieutenant by 1785, which made him only 16 years old. By 1792, he was taking part in a power struggle between forces supporting Paoli and the Corsican government and those supporting the French. Paoli was the leader in the fight for the Corsican independence, and even though Napoleon decided to help him out instead of the French, once Paoli was victorious, he turned on Napoleon and his family, forcing them back to France.
The French Revolution, a movement to overthrow King Louis XVI and establish a republic, had officially begun. Upon returning from Corsica in 1793, Napoleon made a name for himself by being promoted after helping defeat the British at Toulon and regain territory for France. In 1799, Napoleon became first consul of France, and in 1804, he decided to declare himself Emperor of France. In 1805, the French gained control most of Central Europe after defeating the Austrians at Rouen. Then 5 weeks later, Austrian and Russian forces at Austerlitz. Eventual resistance in foreign territories would begin to weaken Napoleon's regime, and a trade embargo on Britain, starting in 1806, eventually led Russia to leave Napoleon's continental system in 1812 because they wanted to trade openly with the British. So eventually Napoleon gathered nearly 600,000 troops to invade Russia, but only fewer than 1 in 10 would eventually return to Europe after the largely unsuccessful invasion.
Sometime after Napoleon's unsuccessful invasion of Russia, he had his marriage dissolved with Josephine. Then in March of 1810, he married Marie Louise, which was the daughter of the Emperor Francis II of Austria. Despite this union, Austria declared war on him in 1813. In March of 1814, Paris fell to the coalition of Britain, Prussia, Sweden, and Austria. Because of all this, Napoleon had to step down in April. He was then exiled to the island of Elba, but he had plans to return to power. In 1815, Napoleon returned to France with 1,050 soldiers and reinstated himself to power, therefore forcing Louis XVIII out, and Napoleon's new reign began. The other European powers still opposed him, so therefore he had to return to war. On June 18th of 1815, the combined Britain and Prussian armies defeated Napoleon at the Battle of Waterloo. Napoleon returned to Paris and stepped down for the second time. In all, he held power for 100 days. Initially, Napoleon had first planned to go to America, but then he surrendered to the British. He was sent into exile on the island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic Ocean. There he spent the remaining years until he died of gastric cancer on May 5th, 1821.